Hey, Tripped Up Crew, this is Jay Formont speaking to you live from New York City. Um, I had was following a post last night from Nick Lopez, and we dripped up the group, and I told a lot of people that I was going to be posting a video why I started vaping. Um, and not to drag it on or anything else like that, I'm just going to give you kind of a brief, but also at the same time, maybe, a little insight of who I am as well and how I am passionately about it. So, um, here we go. About 18 years ago, I started smoking cigarettes very young. It was in thing at the time, and I started doing it. I used to find myself smoking anywhere from a pack to 2 packs a day, and me being the age that I am, 36, going to be 37 in May 5th actually, Cinco de Mayo. So hey, but I started realizing as time progressed that my health was starting to deteriorate, and I live in a fifth floor walk up here in the city, and believe it or not, I was smoking then a little over a year and a half ago before I switched to vaping again. I was more wheezing and heaving and everything else, and my heart was going crazy and stuff, and I just couldn't. I had to stop. I knew there was a time where I had to, and I knew that that was that moment. So, um, I remember when I first started getting back into it. Believe it or not, I actually started back in 2005. That I kind of started vaping a little bit, trying to do my DIY juice and everything else, and something wasn't going right, and I started getting massive headaches and things. So I left it, went back to cigarettes. Not that it wasn't helping me before, but it was still like a baby yet, and it was still maturing, and I wanted to wait. So I gave it 4 more years, came back, bought an Eagle kit, and then instantly dedicated myself to it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy smoking. After you eat a big meal or something like that, or if you're out at the bar and you want to have a cigarette. You had that constant hand-to-mouth situation. Well, that's ultimately not really what I was addicted to. It was more of like the nicotine, carcinogens, things of that nature. A lot of us, in this group, they actually were for that. But not to mention, though, too, again, going back to the health situation, you know, mine was. It was starting to kind of deteriorate. Um, I've lost family members from smoking and cigarettes, and people that I know personally that still do smoke. I try to push on to them to say, hey, you should try vaping, try e-cigarettes, try to quit. My girlfriend, actually, she still smokes. I bought her a device. I got her an e-leaf 30-watt device with a Jenny Pro tank on it and all that, and she uses it once in a while, but she kind of transitions back and forth between the two. So I'm trying to help her in the same process. But at the same time, I had worked for a shop and educated the people as much as I could to do it because of my passion to it. I quit cigarettes with these. I mean, you guys have too. Some of you may have not even smoked and just went to vaping anyway. Well, you know what? The way I look at it is, if you're going to sit there and do that for yourself, then that's what you're going to do for yourself. I'm not going to hate on anybody for doing it. You're supplying the community so that way your rights are defended. People, organizations with CASA, SAFTA, all of them, just to name those two off the top of my head at the moment, but other organizations that actually advocate for us. New York City Clash, if I remember correctly, too, which is another big advocate for vaping. Um, you know, Believe it or not, guys, it's the best turn that I made in my life. I've been able to do a lot in my life now. I have more energy. My body is regulated now to, doing what I want to do at my age. But, I don't think I'll be able to do all that stuff like when I'm like 60 and 70 years old, you know what I mean? But either way I look at it, vaping is always going to be a part of my life, regardless. Until one day until I say I just don't want to do it anymore. But for the meantime, I'm just going to keep going on and on and on with it. I'm going to educate people as much as I can. Despite how much negative publicity and articles that are out there that people have actually produced, that leaves a lot of salty and bad taste in everybody's mouth. To me, that's not fair. So, I mean, either way you look at it, you got some really stupid people out there, and you got some really smart people out there. As much as I can say is that I would like for all of us to be the smart people, not the dumb ones. So, um, like I said, I've lost family members. I lost a couple uncles, a few aunts between on my mom's side, and some friends, family that I didn't even know that I had died from cigarettes. And that's why I don't want to be in that position. I was smart enough to get myself out at that moment, and I know all you guys are too. So, for real, and even anymore now, I build mods. This isn't one of mine, but I do have a page, J&H Modding NYC. Chris Wolfing, I know you are one that bought from me. I appreciate it. I respect you very much for doing so, because everything that I build and the money that I make out of these, that I do give back to the community. I do support CASA. I do, or I have supported CASA. I do support the vaping militia. I am part of that militia, and it's nothing short of me trying to keep our rights and your rights, everyone's rights of will to do what we want. I mean, it's our bodies, it's our life. So, respectfully. But otherwise, folks, I bid you adieu. Thank you for watching this video, and I love you all. Really, I do. Without any ego. It's just that we are who we are. We're one big family, and we need to keep it that way. So, other than that, take care. Vape on and be strong, guys. Take care. See ya.